Good day, everyone. I hope everyone is staying safe, doing good during these periods. I know it's tough times. Everyone just hold still, and times will get better. My name is Suleiman, and I'll be talking to you concerning talking about indigeneity and the social economy. Indigenous economics is the science of dealing with the production, distribution, and consumption of wealth in a naturally holistic, reciprocal manner that respects humankind, fellow species, and the equal balance of life. This talks about the relationship of humans, businesses, and the environment. I will be focusing on the indigenous people in this sector. So, according to American environmentalist Paul Hawking, he says business is destroying the world because, according to him, back 100 years ago, 50 years ago, the relationship between businesses and the environment did not seem as urgent as it is now. But the way it's going, in the nearest future, no one wildlife, indigenous culture, or wilderness would survive this global market economy due to the waste that is like being produced from businesses, and that affects the environment. So I'll be talking to you about questions that are relevant in order to understand the Aboriginal communities. One, how do they fit the aforementioned world of economic development? Do they hold the same aspirations and values as mainstream society? And how are they the same and how are they different from the mainstream society? So there's two Western worldwide worldviews, two perspectives in the context of economic development, according to the Royal Commission of Aboriginal Peoples. The view from the Euro-Canadians, which is influenced by the Western science approach, and the Aboriginal peoples, which are the people that have experienced this and went through all of this. So Paul Hawking, he says he presents an ecological analysis of businesses, which he argues for businesses to include environmental perspectives for long-term prosperity. He's literally saying this, so if we can preserve the environment, keep it safe and keep it clean, it will help a lot of people, especially the Aboriginals who live on the land and respect the land so much and have been really disregarded and disrespected in the past years and like coming up to this moment. So Hawking urges businesses leaders to rethink the ultimate purpose of corporations, that instead of focusing on just making money and making profit, they should think about the future, which will really help a lot of businesses if they do that. The statistics regarding indigenous people indicate that they are not happier and healthier as a result of this philosophy of maximum profits or maximum growth. As I said earlier, is affecting the lives of indigenous people if businesses keep focusing on profits and not the environment. So we must move towards an economic development approach, which include costs but also attempts to solve the solutions. So, but taking care of the external analysis in the environment, not necessarily focusing on how much you produce, but also keeping the environment safe. The businesses take products when they produce stuff from the company, the waste products are being left just by outside businesses. I mean, to the community, to the environment, to just take care of. And also, when the consumers will consume the goods, we just leave our the waste products back to the streets and the environment. So the Aboriginal economic development has common features with the Western approach to businesses for a variety of reasons. When Aboriginal persons are employed in the mainstream businesses, they may be forced to leave their values at their door because they want to fit in, so they are accepted in their places of work. And the society these days does not make it easier for the Aboriginal people with their culture, because they don't it makes them feel like they shouldn't practice it when it's basically what they are. So they have to leave their values and their cultures. Like when, let's say, they are applying for a job or something, they have to abandon it just to try to fit in, so they get it and they can earn some income. There's a respectful relationship between land and the indigenous people, as I said earlier. Even in the past, it has been, the land has been so special to them hunting, fishing, everything, and it shows how much, like how it has brought them together and how it has made them stay connected over the years and kept them going. As with all things, this the way this knowledge is held varies from Aboriginal person to person. The people that are still living on the land still strongly believe in their Aboriginal culture and everything, but people that move to the cities, like the mainstream city, like they don't have as much knowledge as the people who are still living on the land, and they don't go through what those people go through. I'm not saying they are not still Aboriginals, but they have a different point of view compared to the people that still live on the land. And their relationship to the land is both spiritual and material, not only for livelihood, but as I said, it's very special to them. A traditional Aboriginal worldview respects the land and all. The rules governing the community required respect, sharing amongst members, and caring for the young and helpless. In today's world, many influences and experiences mean that only a proportion of Aboriginal peoples live with the land and maintain sacred connections. What we can learn from the Aboriginal people today is that reciprocity of sharing and caring that existed since the first European explorer arrived on the Canadian land. And the Canadian society does not often think of Aboriginal peoples in these terms of independence and contribution. So finally, I would like to criticize the author because he only focuses on Indigenous people caring about the environment, which is not true, because there are other communities that care about the environment, and various protests have taken place recently concerning how to keep the environment safe and to prevent global warming in the process. Thank you, everyone.